What's up, everybody? Breaking news: the Bears hire their new GM, Ryan Poles, and I gotta spell his name. Sorry, I was in a bit of a hurry. But Ryan Poles, the new GM of the Chicago Bears. The Bears get their man. You saw George McCaskey. There was a lot of tweets being put out, a video being shared of George McCaskey picking up Ryan Poles from the airport, decked out in his Bears gear, ready to go. And obviously the Bears got their man, Ryan Poles, the new GM of the Chicago Bears. And some more breaking news: Sean Payton will not be returning as the New Orleans Saints head coach. So, with the news of Ryan Poles being the new GM of the Chicago Bears, is Sean Payton finally made his move, finally decided what he wanted to do. Uh, as far as his future with the New Orleans Saints, he's gone as well. But right now, Ryan Poles, and like I said, I'll talk about Sean Payton again because it just broke right now in front of my face. Ryan Poles, the new GM of the Chicago Bears, as you could see, Ryan Poles being involved in a lot of this Chiefs' success in recent years. Just looking at his background: player personnel assistant in 2009, college scouting administrator from 10 to 12, college scouting administrator from 13 to 16. I think he was in a different position. I might have copied and pasted twice right there. But director of college scouting in 2017, and that was the year they drafted Pat Mahomes and Kareem Hunt in the third round, if you remember Kareem Hunt being taken in the third round. But most importantly, Pat Mahomes, and you see how he's elevated since then from assistant director of player personnel to director of player personnel, executive director of player personnel. Ryan Poles is a young guy. He's got a lot of promise. He's rose quickly. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with this. I don't. There was also rumors about Jim Caldwell being paired with him, and like I said, Jim Caldwell wouldn't surprise me. I mentioned it before. Jim Caldwell to me feels like a safe Bears move. Jim Caldwell being familiar with Bill Polian, Jim Caldwell being that, Jim Caldwell looks like he's like your uncle. You know what I mean? He looks like he's a father figure type guy, offensive minded man who you could put next to Justin Fields. And with the names that were popping up, all these defensive names, the only offensive name that has been pretty much consistent with what's been going on. And I mean, you hear Brian Daboll, but that's kind of, you haven't heard Brian Daboll being talked about in Bears circles as much as you've heard these other guys, and he hasn't gotten a second interview as of right now. So, if it's Jim Caldwell, okay. But like I said, reports are that Sean Payton is going to be stepping away from the New Orleans Saints. Do they go ahead and go after Sean Payton now? Now that he's made a decision, now that it's official that he will not be returning as the Saints head coach, that would be a dream that I didn't think was going to be an actual reality. I have my guy in Jim Harbaugh. I never thought that Sean Payton would be available. So now it's like, oh, okay. If we get a guy like Sean, if you compare a guy like Sean Payton with a young up and coming GM like this guy Ryan Poles is, maybe we have something. Maybe we're cooking with gas at that point. I'm looking forward to what the rest of the day holds because I feel like you're going to get a lot of news quickly here in the coming hours. Maybe not. Maybe they let it settle for a day. But as of right now, it's the Bears are making moves. The Bears are deciding, and they've decided on their new GM, Ryan Poles. News is, like I said, Sean Payton. Maybe he is available, but I don't know if he's available with the Bears. He's obviously not coming back to the Saints. Ryan Poles, a guy like, looking at his drafts, drafted a guy in Bolton who's been an immediate help for them this year. He's been a part of those, like I said, Kareem Hunt, Mahomes, Tyreek Hill. He's been a part of all these Kansas City drafts, been a part of bringing in all these good players that have contributed to this team. I'm looking forward to seeing what Ryan Poles has to offer. Now, the Chiefs do get two comp picks from the Chicago Bears in the third round, 2 third-round comp picks from the Bears going back to the Chiefs, one this year and one next year. So he's going to be working a little bit shorthanded is Ryan Poles. But if you see his track record, I know he's young. It's going to be his first time as a GM. But if you look at the players that he's interacted with, that have come through, the Chiefs organization, that he has to have put input into, that he's had to have crossed paths with, all these guys that are helping the Chiefs win right now, it gives me hope that maybe the Bears got the right guy. Let's hope they could figure it out at head coach. Let's crawl before we could walk, especially with this organization, especially where George is at as a football guy. Let's see what Ryan does, or let's see what the Bears do now. Are they going with the safe pick with Jim Caldwell, or now that Sean Payton is available, do they make a run at the big goose? Do they make a run at a guy like him that has a track record of being able to put his team consistently in positions to win and in positions to succeed? A guy who's led teams to the Super Bowl, who's led, a leader, Sean Payton, a leader of men, a guy who played football, a guy who was in the league. You know what I mean? It's only a dream, right? It's only a dream. I feel like Sean Payton freeing up, it hasn't settled in with me yet. I'm not going to go ahead and jump the gun and say, all right, this is the play. But as of right now, it looks like it's promising for the Chicago Bears. Eric Thomas, amen to that. He needs to let go and sit back and watch. Yeah, I would hope, maybe Fangio, maybe they go with a new with a Peyton guy. I would imagine Peyton trying to put his guys in the coaching spots. But as long as George stays out of it, and as long as he continues to these sound like good decisions. They didn't rush anything. They weren't jumping the gun. They weren't pressured by anybody. They decided on their guy, and they made the choice. They didn't even let anybody else get a second interview. They'd even let him out of the building that second time, because honestly, you heard about him being a top candidate for the Vikings job, actually being a finalist for the Vikings job. And to be honest with you, I think he would have taken it. I really think he would have taken it if the Bears didn't if the Bears didn't go after him like they did. I think they don't get Ryan Poles. I think Ryan Poles leaves, and the Bears are left with the guys that the pretty much the runner-ups, the also rans. And I don't think the Bears wanted to be left with the also rans. The Bears wanted to go ahead and get their guy, and I think they did that. Ryan Poles has a good a track record. Like I said, first time GM, but with the players that he's put through that Kansas City Chiefs organization, the players that he's interacted with, the players that he's scouted, the guy has a lot of promise. With former Bear, he didn't make the team, but he was with the Bears organization as an undrafted free agent. And I poked fun at it at first, just because I've been scorned by a lot of undrafted free agent linemen in this organization. But nonetheless, I feel like Ryan Poles, I shouldn't take that. Nobody should take that and try to hold that with what his job is as an executive. I think Ryan Poles is going to do a good job. I feel a lot of good vibes. There's a lot of promise with Ryan Poles. Now go after it. Now let's see what his first decisions are. Let's see what the Bears' decisions are. If it's hate to say the word, if it's going to be, I won't even say the word. I'll just say team effort. If it's a team effort at deciding at what head coach best fits Ryan Poles, okay, all right. I'm looking at Sean Payton. Now that he's available, you got to go talk to him. You have to make the phone call. I don't think he's going to take any time off. I don't think Sean Payton's going to retire or anything like that. I think he's going to want to get after it right away. You got to go after him. You got to go at least pick up the phone, give him a call, and say, "Hey, we just got a guy. Do you feel and let Ryan Poles talk to him. Let him talk to the what's it called, the collaboration crew. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Their board of people trying to find out what the hell's going on and find the new GM. Let them talk. Let them talk. And if it's not directly Sean Payton to Ryan Poles, then just don't even let George or Ted speak to Sean. Let Sean talk to Bill Polian. Don't let them get anywhere near this. Let him talk to right directly to Bill Polian and Ryan Poles, and leave it to them. I'm happy with Ryan Poles. I'm a little excited. He's going to be shorthanded, like I said, 2 comp picks going back to the Chiefs. He was already shorthanded with the lack of a first round pick, but let's see what happens. Let's see what the rest of the day entails. If the Bears do uh make another move, I will be breaking it once again. You guys are watching another Bears show on Sports Zone Chicago. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Sports Zone Chicago on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you also like another Bears show page on YouTube. And you know, like I said, guys, they were direct. They were straight with what they were going to do. Thorough, diligent, exhaust, all that shit. They were direct with what they were going to do. You got to, at least there was some truth in that. They go after a guy and they allow it to play out. They're allowing it to play out. They go after a guy who's consistent and who's been consistent for years and who's been consistent. Yeah, he's been with one organization as far as I could tell as an executive, but look at his track record in that organization. Look how quickly he's climbed the ranks from a scout to the director, executive director of player personnel. It's only promising. You could only hope for the best. Like I said, I'm hoping for the best. I think this is I think this is the best guy. I think this is the best guy for the job. Like I mentioned yesterday before I got cut out, I don't know GMs. I don't know executives as much. I don't know suits. I don't know ties. But this one seems like a good one. This one has me feeling pretty good. Let's see what they do as far as the head coach, Sean Payton, out there. Give him a ring. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm Ivan Vargas. You've been watching another Bears show on Sports Zone Chicago.